is there?
Now it started recording. Go on.
Okay. So thereafter, we dealt with the recommendations of fifth pay commission, sixth pay commission, and seventh pay commission. I told the basic difference between what were the differences of fifth pay commission, sixth pay commission, and seventh pay commission. Then, just to understand, because 2-3 persons are new today, just to understand, I will share on screen one photograph from which I will be able to make you understand different definitions. I think that everybody will be able to see it in a while. Are you able to see that?
No.
You are not able to see anything, or it is small?
स्क्रीन पे सिर्फ नीलेश भारद्वाज आ रहा है.
All right. Wait for a second.
अब आ गया. Now it
आ
is.
गया?
हाँ.
Okay. I think that there is some problem with my connection. Even in the morning, there were certain problems. Now, to understand the pay scales, firstly, we have to understand what is functional pay scale. So, if you are able to see the second table where pay scale is written, you will be able to see 25, 60, 50, 500, 26, 60, 80, and 3000.
थोड़ा blurred है नीलेश.
This is basically because I am zooming it. I will try to come with another. You are able to see 5,000, 150, 6,000 at S7?
S7, yes.
Yes. This is only for the purpose of definition. I am showing you this photograph. Now 4,500, 150, 8,000 is known as functional pay scale. Functional pay scale means a pay scale in which a person falls. That means that a person who will join a service in this pay scale will be granted initial pay scale of 4,500 rupees. So the first term which is used, 4,500, can be termed as initial pay scale. Then there is 150 rupees. 150 rupees is known as increment, annual increment. Annual increment which is given to an employee after completion of every year, that is shown as 150. And 8,000 is the maximum of the pay scale that person can reach while working on the said post. That is maximum scale. So 4,500 becomes entry level pay scale. 150 becomes increment, annual increment, and 7,000 or 8,000, whatever you are able to see, that becomes maximum pay level on which a person can go reach while working on the specific post. We are not talking about ACP scales, etc. That we will come later on, but we have to understand the basics first. Thereafter, after this, if you are able to see on the left hand side, pre-revised pay scales, these are fifth pay commission pay scales. These are the pay scales which were granted by fifth pay commission. Then on your right side are revised pay scales which are known instead of pay scale, they have written corresponding band, and then they have written grade pay. Now, if you will see Haryana Civil Service pay rules, they define grade pay also and pay band also. What sixth pay commission did was, there were around 38, 39 pay scales, general pay scales, and 500 in total pay scales for different category of employees in fifth pay commission. They tried to make it less and compact. So what they did is, they divided these 38, 39 pay scales into 4 pay bands. 4 pay bands means pay band 1, pay band 2, pay band 3, pay band 4. In pay band 1, if you are able to see, at least there are, first of all, in pay band, you will be able to see 1S. These were the pay scales. These 4 pay scales were merged into the first pay scale of 2750, 4400, by saying that this amount is very less. It will be very difficult for this person to sustain. and hence we will merge all these 4 pay scales into pay band 1 initial pay scale, that is PB1, which is at S4. They all were merged with S4. Now another situation arose that in case 38 pay scales are merged into 4 pay bands, then it will be very difficult for each and every individual to understand what kind of salary he will get in the pay band. To come out of that situation, 6th Pay Commission also granted pay grades or grade pay, which is at the complete right end of the screen. So if a person was working in 2700, 50, 4400 pay scale in 5th Pay Commission, his revised pay band became 48, 60, 20,200 and his grade pay became 1600. Prior to 6th Pay Commission, the basic pay meant the initial pay scale or whatever pay scale a person was getting under the pay scale, plus in addition to that increment. Now if you are able to see, under the revised pay bands there is no increment mentioned. This increment portion is not mentioned under the pay bands because they took a formula that for each and every person it is difficult for 10 years to be kept in one increment, one scale of increment, that is like 70 rupees or 75 rupees or 150 rupees for complete 10 years. So what they did is they said that a person will be granted 3% annual increment on the basic pay scale which he is getting. So prior to 2006, that is 6th pay revisions, the basic pay was like for initial pay scale 5,000 plus the increment. But now in the revised pay scale, basic pay will be calculated after adding grade pay into the pay band. Like 8700 is your grade pay, 4200 is your pay band, then we will add 8700 plus 4200. That will be your basic pay now. And then 3% increment will be granted to you additionally each year. I think that I am clear about this till the 6th Pay Commission. Now what has happened in 7th Pay Commission, very interestingly, these 4 pay bands have also been merged, and now the fitment table has been granted by 7th Pay Commission. Just in a second, I will share that with you. The report of 7th Pay Commission itself, I will share with you so that I am able to make you understand from the illustrations given there itself that how it has to be calculated. Now you are able to see the pay matrix?
No.
It will come in a second because the
Now
connection at my, now you are able to see that. All right.
Yes.
And now you see the first section, it says pay band. Now pay
Top
band,
left corner.
yes, top left corner, you are able to see pay band. Now I told you that there were 4 initial pay bands which were granted by the 6th Pay Commission, that were 5,200, 20,200, 9,300, 38,800, then 15,600, 39,100, and then 37,400, 67,000. Thereafter, they are talking about grade pays. Grade pay is mentioned at the second serial number 2 in the table. 1800, 1900, under 5200, 20,200 itself, there were 5 grade pays. Then under 93,000, 3,400, there were 4 grade pays. Under 15,000, 1,600, there were 3 grade pays, and 37,400, there were 3 grade pays. Now what they have done is, in 7th Pay Commission, they came to an entry pay, which were prevalent at the time when this pay commission came. That is in 2016. So if you add 5,200 in plus 1,800, it comes to 7,000 rupees. So first grade entry pay has been mentioned as 7,000 rupees. However, if you see grade pay of 1,900 rupees, then you will see under that the entry pay was 7,730 rupees. So you will ask me a question that if 5200 plus 1800 becomes 7000 rupees, then 5200 plus 1900 can't become 7730. It will be 7100 at max. But what has happened, because pay commissions comes after 10 years, so the entry pay level at every end has been changed by the respective governments. The central government, while taking into consideration the recommendations of pay committee at the time of fixation of pay scales in 2006, granted entry pay to their employee. Entry pay means the minimum pay, which will be basic pay, which will be granted to their employee under a specific pay scale. So that is 7300. So now under the
1,000.
seventh pay,
7,000.
now 7,000.
Hmm.
Now under the seventh pay commission, what they have done is they came to a conclusion. We have discussed it amply on the on last date, how the minimum pay scale, they came to a minimum pay scale. But just to give you a background about that, they came to a minimum pay scale taking into consideration all the essential commodities into consideration, like the price of rice, etc., etc., including the price of your mobile bill, electricity bill, etc. They came to a figure that minimum a person requires 18,000 rupees to sustain himself at present situation in 2016. So what they did is they multiplied 7,000 rupees, 18 entry pay of 7,000 rupees with the index of 2.57. They gave an index of 2.57 at level 1. If you are able to see at serial number 5, you see index is 2.57. Then they came to a conclusion that 18,000 rupees will be granted to a person. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So 18,000 rupees will be granted to person who will join the service. After grant of 18,000 rupees, they have now also considered, in addition to that, that what will be the amount which will be paid to a person on grant of increment. 3% increment if we will grant to that person, then what amount he will get. That at index, just below the index, if you see, after 18,000 there is 18,500 rupees.
Yes, that's right.
So if you give 18,000, if you multiply 18,000 rupees with 3%, then you will come to a figure of around 400 something rupees, 440, I guess,
540.
540. So it is, it has been multiplied to 500, and then at fitment table number 2, they have granted him 18,500 rupees. After the completion of second year, then again he will be granted 500 rupees. He should be granted 500 rupees. But if you multiply 18,500 rupees with 3, the amount which you will get will be in uh, will be around, in and around 600 rupees. So
Triple
what
nine.
they did is they make it 600 rupees.
Mhm.
Then up to 2,500 you are able to see, up to in fact up to 22,100 you are able to see that a person is getting 600 rupees increment annually, and thereafter it becomes 700, because if you multiply 22,100 into by 3%, you will get around 700 rupees. So how, this is how the calculation will be made, meaning thereby that if a person joins service after 2016 in level 1, then his entry basic pay will be 18,000 rupees, and after completion of every year his pay scale will be increased as given in the index. All right, we
Right.
are talking about those persons who were working, who will be appointed uh, on and after the recommendations of seventh pay commission come. As far as those persons are concerned whose recommendation come after seventh pay commission, it is very easy to understand that a person will get the initial pay, that is at index number 1, as per his fitment table, wherever he is working. His pay, his uh, uh, his post falls. If a post fall under level 11, then he will be granted 67,700 rupees as an basic pay at initial level, and then he will get increments with regard to that only. So I think that I am clear, Vishalji, up to that.
That is clear.
Now we will talk about the fitment table for those persons who were working in earlier pay scales. Like if a person is working in, as I told you, that every person, every year, a person gets increment. So pay scale come after 10 years. So let us assume a person joined under 6th pay commission and his entry pay was 7,000 rupees. And at the time when the 7th pay commission recommendations came, his pay became 8,300 rupees. Then what will happen? This is a question which has to be answered by the pay commission, and what pay commission, that is why index 2.57 will come to our rescue. If you will multiply, if he was getting 8,300 as his basic pay, then we will multiply 8,300 with 2.57 and whatever amount it comes to. Just to give you example, if we multiply 25,500 basic pay with 2.67, which will fall under, I think, 11th or 12th, under
It comes
entry
to
number 8.
68,085.
So you will be able to see, then in this pay matrix, you have to find 67,880 rupees. And if you are not able to see that figure under the specific, like a person under, just to give you example, a person, we will start with the basic only. A person under pay band of 5,200 rupees with grade pay of 1,800 rupees came in service in 2007. After coming into 2007 in service, he was getting 7,000 rupees as his entry pay. However, after 10 years of service, after getting his increments, he came to 8,300 rupees. Then at the time when 7th pay commission has to be calculated, then we will multiply 8,300 rupees into 2.57, which has been granted, and the answer will be 21,331. All right. Now you have to see in this index itself where 21,331 is there. You will not be able to see 21,331. Then you will multiply and fix it to the next level, and the next level comes 21,500 at index number 7. You are able to see that?
Yes.
So the person who was getting 8,300 rupees as earlier pay, he will now get 21,500 rupees as his basic pay. Okay, this is how the calculation has to be made. They have given a complete chart. You have to just fit that person into this chart. Now 7th pay commission has also given such illustration, which you will be able to see in a second. I am just giving you illustration example. You are able to see the example now?
Yes.
Now they say the employee H is presently drawing pay scale of 5,040, pay in pay band of 46,340, grade pay 8,700. They have given pay fixation also. He will fall under which table you see? He will fall under grade pay of 8,700 is level 13.
Yes.
Then grade pay of 8,700 will be, and his pay scale was 46,000 at the relevant 55,400 at the relevant time, because DA has to be granted to that person. So after multiplication of 55,040 to 2.57, a figure of 1,41,452 comes. Now they have to fit him into the table because he was falling under level 18. How you came to know that he is falling under level 18? Because grade pay was 8,700 rupees and 8,700 grade pay was granted at level 13. I will just take you back to the first table. You will be able to see there itself that for basic pay of pay band of 46,340 and grade pay of 8,700, level was 13. So they saw that for 1,41,000, when we are granting for 1,41,452.80 rupees to him, that is rounded off to the next level, and next level is bold, is in bold, 41,000,
600.
1,41,600. So this is how the calculation has to be made. Now there can be a cases, because we are dealing with only with the basic service law. In case somebody want to understand more than that, then he can go to example 2 also, then example 3 also. They have given example of each and every category, but I will not go into it because it will be a very lengthy process. I have already distributed 7th pay commission reports. You can always see these examples. These examples you will find at page number 96 of those reports. So now coming to fixation of pay scales, if we go by Haryana Civil Service rules, if you want, I can, Vishalji, just give me a thumbs up. If you want, I can share the screen of Haryana Civil Service rules also, so that you can read those rules, or I can just brush away with those rules, because reading won't make any difference. I will make a point myself.
I think you can brush through. Is it thumbs up for all?
Yes, yes.
Nilesh, you were explaining the topic of how 7730 came. That probably was left in between. Am I right, everyone? If you just come,
Double
if you just
double
come,
seven 7730 came. Yes, I told you that basic pay was fixed by the government. Pay scale came in 2006. All right, the recommendations were taken by the government in 2008. At that relevant time, they have to take into consideration what basic pay we have to give to our employees. But for this purpose, you have to understand that the pay commission reports are only the recommendations for the government. It is upon the government to either to take recommendations completely as it is, or to make certain changes, whatever government want to see. If you are able to, if somebody has seen, I have also circulated Haryana Civil Service revised pay rules 2016. So whenever the recommendations are taken into consideration, then the revised pay rules comes, which are not part of the pay rules, but revised pay rules only make you understand how the fitment table will work and which will be the basic pay. So basic entry level is defined by the government. It is calculation done by the government. We have nothing to do with that. We have to just take into consideration those tables as we take into consideration in income tax. Okay. Then fixation of pay scale is dealt in Haryana Public Civil Service pay rules. And by the amendment of 2018, now the rules have been changed. In case a person have old book, then I just wanted to tell that the rules have now been changed as per the 7th pay recommendation. And rule 9 specifically says that it will be as per the fitment table, as I make you understand that in case a person comes to a service, then as per the fitment table, he will be fit. In case a person was already working when 6th pay commission was there, then his fitment table has to be seen as I have told you under example H. Thereafter, now the question arises that what will be the pay scale which a person will get in case he gets subsequent appointment in any other department or in same department, but however on some other post. For that purpose, we have to go to rule 9. The rule 9 says that in case a person has applied to a relevant post, this is very important. If you want to write that, you can write that. If you want to see from rules, you can see that. If a person has applied to a post through proper channel, that means that he have given his application through his employer, and his employer knows that he is trying to go for any other job, then he will be granted protection of pay scale. Whatever pay scale he was granted in his earlier service, that will be protected. However, if a person goes without the consent of his employee, or without going through proper channel, he applies, then his last pay drawn will not be protected in any case. Then he will be fitted to the entry level pay scale of his respective post, which he will join after successfully competing for the said post. Now, there can be three circumstances if a person goes into the subsequent pay scale. There can be one circumstance where the pay scale are same. If the pay scales are same, where he is working and where he is going, at both levels the pay scale is same, then because seventh pay commission is now talking about entry levels from 1 to 18, then he will be put into the same entry level. That is, and if he was working in entry level 13, he will be put into same 13th entry level, and his last pay, since his last pay has been protected, so he will be granted like 1,41,000 rupees. He will not have to start from the entry pay scale. Okay. In case he goes to a higher post, then what will happen? In case a person goes to a higher post, then the entry level pay scale will be, then it has to be seen that whether his level has also changed or level has remained same. If level has remained same, but the post is higher, then the last pay drawn is protected. He will not start from the beginning and last pay will be granted. However, in case he has jumped into next entry level, like from entry level 13, he has jumped to entry level 14 on joining on the next pay, then yes, his pay will be protected. But as per the fitment table, his pay will be fixed in level 14. What difference it will make? It will make difference of increments next year. Like increment for entry level 13 is less, increment for entry level 14 will be more. So it will change, entry level will change. Now the question arises, what if a person goes to a lower pay scale? Now everybody will ask me a question that who will like to go to a lower pay scale? But I can you give a example. While working in state of Punjab, there was a very interesting case. A person was working as assistant professor. He was working as professor after, and he has a service of around 7-8 years, and thereafter he applied through proper channel as Tehsildar and got appointed to Tehsildar. Now the pay scale of Tehsildar is much lesser than the pay scale of assistant professor. Even in that case, it says that he will get pay protection, but that pay protection will be notionally. Notionally means although he will be given that pay scale as per the pay matrix, however, that pay scale will be given in the said pay band. Like if a person from level 13 goes to level 11 post, his pay will be protected, but his pay will be fixed in fitment chart which has been given with level 11. Now when this came, I was giving you example, my example. So although the court says that it has to be protected, last pay has to be protected, but I argued unsuccessfully before the court. But I have my strong reservation about this point, that if a person with open eyes goes to a lower pay scale, then why his pay should be protected, and why financial burden should be given to the state. However, I lost that case. That is some other thing. But however, now the law has been changed. The rules have been changed in 2018, and now it has been specifically mentioned in Haryana, at least in Haryana Civil Service pay rules, that his last pay drawn will be protected notionally, and then he will be fixed under his entry level pay scale, and then it will be granted. Thereafter, then there can be cases where a person gets into an ex cadre post. Now it is very interesting. I have to, although in pay scales, I have not defined you the difference between the cadre post and ex cadre post. But since we are discussing about Rule 12 and ex cadre post, so it is very important to tell you what is the basic difference between ex cadre post and cadre post. Cadre posts are those posts where you have next level of promotions available to you. However, the ex-cadre posts are those where you come in service directly, but thereafter there is no post where you can be promoted. So they are ex-cadre posts. So they dealt with the question that what for those persons who have come as a ex-cadre post, then the rule says, rule 12 specifically while dealing with such situation says that in that case, same rule 10 will apply where the subsequent appointment are made, meaning thereby that if a person has come through proper channel, then it will be protected. If a person has not come through proper channel, then he has to start from the entry level. Now, the next question is how the fitment table works for the promotional posts. Now you are getting promotion. I will just give the brief background and then we will go further because rule 13, 15 and 16 specifically deals with how a person has to be granted pay on a promotion. Without going into the complete thing, I will only say that the rule says that his last salary drawn in his last basic pay, one increment will be added, and then in case his promotional post fall under the same level, means level, if he's working in level 12 and his next promotional post also fall under level 12 only, then he will get one more increment. In case the level changes, then we will change his level, nothing more than that. Just like in case somebody works in service law, just like ACR works, assured career progression work, if a person is promoted to a same entry level, then instead of granting him the initial pay scale of his entry level, the last pay drawn will be the additional increment as far as promotions are concerned will be added to his last pay drawn. And in case he goes to the next entry level, then one level up he will go in the next entry level. Then there is next topic. You are able to hear me?
Yes.
Now, next topic, which rules discuss is with regard to increment and withdrawal of increment. Increment can be of many types. However, we are now concerned with annual increment only. Annual increment I have already told. So we will deal with the cases how the increment has to be withdrawn. You all must have heard two terms very regularly: withdrawal of increment with cumulative effect and withdrawal of increment without cumulative effect. In case an increment has been withdrawn without cumulative effect, it is a minor penalty given to a person. It for that purpose, the annual increment which he has to be granted next year, that will be withdrawn for 1 year. And after completion of that year, that increment will be added, and then his pay scale will again be as per the fitment table given by the 7th pay commission. However, in case the increment is withdrawn with cumulative effect, which is a major penalty, then his increment for next year will be freezed, will be never given to him, and he will stop at, if he is at level 7, he will stop at level 7 in the fitment table. He will not come to level 8 after completion of 1 year. Then he will come to level 8. For 1 year nothing will happen. If it says there will be stoppage of annual increment for 3 years with cumulative effect, then it will mean that for next 3 years he will not get any annual increment, and they will never be added in his service. Thereafter, there is a very interesting topic. I think most of you will not know about that topic because very less litigation comes for that. That is next below rule. There is a very interesting rule, next below rule, in which deals from 47 to section 51. Next below rules means what? a person goes on deputation to work for 5-6 years on some other post in foreign services or some other department, what will happen when he will come back to his parent department? The rule says that in case his junior get promoted, then he will get all the benefits which his junior got at the relevant time, and his pay scale will be fixed at the time whatever his junior is getting. Now there is exception to that also. But if there are more than two persons who have gone on deputation, and both of one junior who was junior to both of them was promoted, will he be reverted? The answer given in rule is that the second person will not get promotion. The senior most person will get all the benefits which were applicable to the junior person. He will come equal to the junior, but the same cannot be granted to the second person. But however, if more than two juniors are promoted, then both will get the. So it is the in ratios how the benefit has to be granted. For this is completely basic. I am dealing with complete basics. For technical, you have to go to the rules. You have to see rules because we have very less time. We have around 15 minutes more for me to end.
I suppose
So,
there's a lot of confusion and questions. I think if we can stop here, it is good.
yes, definitely.
I think
Yes, definitely.
people want to ask questions. Am I right?
I can do two things. Vishalji. You can unmute everybody and everybody can mute in now. I can do two things. I can just briefly give the judgments on pay parity, etc., so that everybody can note, and we conclude with this session by only two topics are left. Or in case people think that the questions come, then I can deal with the questions without going into the judgments, and I will send the link of the judgment to each and every person in the group itself.
Nidesh,
as everybody says.
To unmute.
Because right now we are three topics are still left in pay scale, and I don't want to push it to one another. I am just unmuting everybody just for a, you have to just wait for a second. I am doing multitasking today.
Host power.
I made that.
Host power.
I committed that mistake, Vishalji. Sorry, I will just give host power to you. Yes, everybody is now unmuted. So just tell me that shall I go through the 2-3 provisions just like I have gone through next below the rule? 5 minutes I will take. I will go through that. And in case questions are high, then we can go through the questions.
Yes, everyone. Do we want to go with the questions? We continue.
With the questions, we are fine.
We will take after 15 minutes. Because after 15 minutes, we will definitely take questions.
No, I don't have any objection. I'm just suggesting.
Yeah, tell me.
Questions given to everyone, it will be for us. This is only my suggestion.
I am not able to hear you, Vishal, properly. Sorry. Can you come again?
Hello.
एक second.
हाँ जी विशाल जी.
एक second. Just a second. Yes, Vikas ji, bolo.
I think questions will be good work. It will give a clarity. If any doubt, that can be.
All right, then we will take questions and judgments, etc. I will tell them at the time when questions are asked, or I will give it.
If it is comfortable to
yes,
all.
Yes.
Discussion.
You may unmute yourself. Those who want to ask questions one by one, you can unmute yourself.
If he has been appointed prior in 2007 or 8, and if he has informed the department that I am going to apply.
If he has informed through proper channel, if his application is there, there is no difficulty. There are judgments on both sides. If we don't talk about Haryana Civil Service Rule 2016 as amended in 2018, there are judgments on both sides because law was not clear. The rules were not clear at that relevant time. So at that time, the judicial scrutiny will go. you have to show that you have the prior intimation was already given to the department, because the rule at that relevant time said that if you have given prior intimation, that is enough. There are judgments also to that effect which says that if prior intimation is given and he is not able to even apply through proper channel, that won't make any difference, because the department was intimated. But now rule has make it quite clear. Now the rule specifically says that if it is not through proper channel, then he will not be granted protection of pay scale. That is rule 10.
Nilesh, my question would be continuation
Yes.
of the same. You said that now the rule is that his pay would be protected, but notionally. Increment he will
Yes.
be given, but notionally, what do you mean? Presuming that he had to get a pay of 52,000, the pay protection would have been 52,000, but the scale on which he went was 45,000. So what do you mean by notionally? Means he will get the increment of 52,000, but the pay would be 45,000 plus.
His pay, his last salary drawn,
Hmm.
plus the increment in that pay scale will be granted to him. Then instead of level 12, he will be fixed in a table of level 11, because he came from level 12 to level 11. So he will come in level 11, and next year notionally means that he has granted till date. Now his increments will kept on decreasing, because at level 11 increment is less, because they have defined now in 7th pay commission, they have now defined what you will get next year. Earlier the things would have been different. Now because it has been specifically defined that what will you get next year, so instead of granting getting 2,000 rupees as an increment next year, I am just giving example, he will now get 1,500 rupees as an as increment, and next level pay scale will be under level 11. So what will happen now, the person will can't go to the court and say that because the increment is 3% of my basic pay, so grant me this one. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyone else? Is it okay for all? To continue.
The Padamji wants to ask something.
I don't want to ask something. I just want to tell कि जो 7th पे कमीशन आया, इसके आप देखेंगे तो इसको हम पे मैट्रिक्स बोलते हैं. This is a metric.
Yes. Yes.
इससे क्या फायदा हुआ कि पहले जो बहुत सारी कंफ्यूजन्स थी वो खत्म हो गई हैं. अगर कोई भी पर्सन अगर ज्वाइन करता है सर्विस, उसको अपने 10 साल तक की सैलरीज इस पे मैट्रिक्स से पता लग
30 years.
हम लोग किसी 10 साल किसी 20 साल,
किसी की 20 साल, बिल्कुल.
He knows his future prospects कि वो उसकी कैसी है. तो इससे उसको ये फायदा हुआ कि उसने गवर्नमेंट जॉब में रहना है कि प्राइवेट में जाना है, बहुत सारा कंपटीशन है, इसलिए पे मैट्रिक्स बनाया गया अगले 40 सालों तक का सोच के. अगर आप जो हॉरिजॉन्टल कॉलम्स देखेंगे नीचे नीचे जो 18 कॉलम्स, ये जो है फंक्शनल हायरार्की इसको बोलते हैं. ये जैसे जहां से स्टार्ट होता है पीएन, क्लर्क, असिस्टेंट, सुपरिटेंडेंट, ऐसे जाते प्रेसिडेंट तक. लास्ट जो कॉलम है 2.5 लाख रुपए का, वो प्रेसिडेंट का है बेसिकली. और ऐसे जो नीचे है ये आपका इंक्रीमेंट बढ़ रहा है, ये 3% जो है ये एडेड है हर साल,
पहले से ही एडेड है,
पहले से इसमें एडेड है, एम्बेडेड है.
that is what
मैट्रिक्स का फायदा है.
last time I told them, Padamji, that 5th pay commission was very good for lawyers and 7th pay commission is very good for employee. In 5th pay commission there were so much of anomalies that lawyers became big lawyers out of 5th pay commission. And today I was telling Vishalji before starting of this formally starting this, that 7th pay commission, you may Vishalji was saying that there will be litigation of 7th pay commission. I was telling him that you won't be able to get a litigation of 7th pay commission because comprehensively they have dealt with it. But now when 8th pay commission will come, it will be very difficult for them to make this scenario next stable. So we will get, probably I am hopeful that we will all working on the civil service side will get lot of litigation when 8th pay commission come. Because after 4th pay commission, 5th, when 3rd pay commission and 5th pay commission, these were 2 pay commissions which gave bounty to lawyers. Because in 3rd pay commission they came with special pay and technical pays, they give bounty to lawyers, and then 5th pay commission gave bounty to lawyers. 6th pay commission also we were not able to get that much of bounty from the employees because they were able to understand that very well. And 7th, they are able to understand everything now. They know what they will get next year and after that also. So now all the cases which are coming are cases which are with regard to either promotion, fixation of pay at the time of promotion, because that is done by Babu, they make mistakes, or fixation of pay scale in if a person joins subsequent post. Those cases are coming, otherwise cases are not coming. This pay commission has taken bread and butter from us as a as a service lawyers. If everybody is okay, then I can add 2-3 more things and then we can wrap up the
Sir,
issue.
I have a question.
Yes, Param.
A small question.
Yes,
That
Param.
since it's the government's prerogative to fix the
Yes.
pay scale,
Yes.
sir, how far does this go with the power of the courts to interfere when the same is challenged before the court?
Now this is very interesting issue, Param, and I am thankful to you that you have raised this issue. Otherwise, while dealing with the judgments, I would have told this issue to all my friends. There is a very interesting issue. Now, recommendation of pay commission comes. These are only recommendations. Now, these recommendations are taken into care by, firstly, because it is a central pay commission. So, first of all, central government takes this recommendation. They make their own committee which go through these recommendation, and then the rules are notified. Which are rules are revised pay rules, wherein fitment tables are given, and you will be able to see that there are differences in the pay commission's report and the pay revision which has been granted by the government. So the court says, it has been said by the court time and again, that till the time it is recommendation, it is directory in nature. But once it becomes a part of the rule, then it is a statutory rule. Then you can't run away from that. Once you have granted that to all the employees, then you have to grant it. You cannot differentiate among your employees once you already have granted yourself that. And then third question come, because there are 3 kind of employees I told you. This is with regard to central government employees. Then comes the state government employees. State government, then depending upon their own financial situations and depending upon what kind of work qualifications are there for the post, they can also describe their own pay scales, and then they will notify their own rules. Like in Haryana notified Haryana Civil Service revised pay rules 2016 after taking into consideration the recommendation. And in case they are not in consonance with the central government rules or in service rules, the recommendations of the pay commission, then the government have to give specific reasons for that. Like the government can say that a clerk who is getting pay scale from the central government, there he has to be a graduate with 180 as a speed. However, in state of Haryana, we have lower qualifications for them. So we are giving them lower pay scale. So it is the prerogative of the state. Once it comes to the court, the first, why I have told you all about the pay scales, etc. Because when you will go to the court, first thing you will be told by the court is that the recommendation of pay scale, they are the best body to recommend that they have taken into consideration all these facts. Then how can we judicially intervene into that? At that relevant time, you have to see pay scales, pay commission report. You have to see the rules of the state government and the explanation given by them. If there is no explanation, you have to tell court that since our pay scale was same in 6th pay commission, now it has been changed and no specific reason has been granted, so it has to be same. I think that you are able to understand that.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, another facet that comes to my mind.
Judgment, just Param, there is a judgment 2017 volume 4 SCC 449 Mahatma Gandhi Mission versus Bharatiya Kamgar Sena. You go through that judgment. That is very relevant judgment. That is a judgment with regard to the state pay scales. They dealt with all this. Then that when the pay scale will become binding upon the respective governments. From that it will be clear to you. Yes, next question.
And from the other aspect of the same scenario that comes to my mind is that what if a particular pay scale is being challenged for want of being discriminatory, or it's against Article 14. In that scenario, also, will the court interfere, considering that it's the government's prerogative, and it is the government who set of experts who deal with this?
Two things I want to tell you, Param. First of all, the question of pay scale, grant of pay doesn't fall under your fundamental rights. However, by the judgment of Meva Ram Kanojia, you must have seen that because you are working in Mr. Bali's office. In that office, it has been used time and again. It is 1989, Volume 2, SCC 235. So it was a case where the AIMS employee came before the court, and the court said that yes, it is right that it is not the fundamental right, but it is protected by the directives of state principles. It has to be like that, and for that purpose, there are certain things that a specific person has to see. Like, just to give you an example, pay scale committee says that the uh, uh, minimum pay which a person requires is rupees 18,000 rupees. Now Odisha can't come and say that we have done our own thing and we think that 18,000 rupees is not a minimum pay. They will be bound to follow that because they have done the comparative study has been done by the pay recommendation committee all over India. They have taken into consideration, they have taken suggestion from all the persons from all over India. Then they came to the minimum pay scale. So as far as minimum pay scales, minimum guarantees are concerned, they can't be looked into. But yes, there are certain conditions. If a person has same qualification, post requires same kind of work, then the court can also always intervene and say that we have looked into this and we have seen that everything is same, but they have discriminated among the employees, although the reasoning given by the pay commission XYZ, whichever they have given, to the understanding of the court doesn't stand the judicial scrutiny and it can be changed.
Thank you.
I can just tell all the persons who are here one thing, that my father has also joined. He has worked in MD University and he has headed legal department of university for around 20-25 years. Thereafter, even after retirement, he is legal advisor to Pandit Bhagwat Dayal University, Rohtak, Gurugram University and many other universities. So we can always ask him also, in case I am a Navy, I am just like you. I have 14 years of practice and I can also make certain mistakes. But he is the person, if something I am not able to clear to each and every person, then you can post your question to him also directly.
अंकल जो बता रहे हैं ठीक बता रहे हैं?
हाँ ठीक है.
I have learnt it by the scrutiny of my father only. It is very difficult to understand pay scale, pay parity, etc. So I had taken help from my father only. And to understand this, I have taken into consideration the service book given by my mother. Because he worked as administrative officer, he used to give salary to around 100 people. Any other question, guys?
May I think you can continue or ask about that they want to continue tomorrow or how's it? I don't know. They want to finish the topic today or do you have sufficient material for another webinar?
Sufficient material. There is the pay scales. This is basics. If you go into the pay scales, then it is a vast topic. Like stepping up of pay scale is completely a topic in itself. I thought that I will complete with pay scales today, and for next time I will keep stepping up of pay. Stepping up of pay means where the junior is getting more pay than the senior employee. Then what has to be done? This is a topic in itself. There are some do's and don'ts which have to be
So
taken into consideration.
we want to continue today or we want to continue tomorrow? How's it? I've unmuted everyone.
Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow we will come back, Vishalji, we will come back on Monday then, because tomorrow we have some guest with us. I will just post it on the group also. There is a junior of Mr. Harish Salve. He has worked with Harish Salve for around 6-7 years, Kamaldeep. He want to address us all with regard to viability and maintainability of courts through video conferencing, and what will be scenario of cross examination, etc., etc. I can't share details with you because I have seen his complete what he has made, and it seems to be very interesting. I thought that it will be a very boring topic, but it is a very interesting topic. He has divided into 5 parts, different parts, what other countries are doing, how our country is different, what can be done.
So we can continue with this topic on Monday. And